Today, what am I going to do? I'm going to show you my RC storage room. So this is where I store my complete arsenal of RC cars. And I can show it to you right now because I just cleaned it up. So that's a good thing. My wife is really happy about that as well because I couldn't even open the door here anymore. Anyway, let's go to the parts wall first. This is my my Dutch soccer supporting hat. This is something that reminds me of the fact that I'm actually Dutch. So in case you wonder, yes, I'm Dutch, but I live in Norway. And in case you wonder how Dutch I am, I'm Dutch enough to have this hat over here, just in case I need to end up in front of the TV again to watch some soccer. Let's start from the top. Got some Proline bumpers hanging around over there. This is all the stuff that I might use in some future projects, stuff that I use for RC maintenance, and also some takeoffs, some spare parts, things like that. So got a whole bunch of bead locks here, some Proline bumpers, some more bead locks, several different brands. These, for example, these are quite rare. I'll show them a bit closer to you. Let me even take them out of the bag. You can tell I'm constantly going back and forward between the viewer and the actual lens. I did not come up with the name of these things. These are made by Nuts Creations. I'm not sure if that will show on camera. Maybe if I put my hand like this, like everybody does in their RC videos, just to make it focus. You see that? Nuts Creations. One of the coolest sets of bead locks ever made. I'm fortunate enough to get 3 of those sets because they're no longer made, and I cherish them with everything that I got. For my regular use, I always use my my silverback bead locks. Nothing beats the silverback bead locks. They're tough as hell. So anything 5th scale that you're running that's off-road, get some of those silverback bead locks. I also got a fresh set of silverback wheels. These are these are the Simeons, made for the Losi 5T, but they also fit your HPI Baja. I got some new webbing going on. I will also show you the difference with the previous version. What's so cool about 5th scale companies, 5th scale aftermarket companies, is that those are guys that are most of the times themselves involved in the hobby, and that's why they're constantly looking to up the bar a tiny bit to make sure that you get value for money and that you get indeed the very best products out there. That's also why you should avoid buying copies, buying knockoffs. I will show you some original hostile tires in a bit. I know that those are also cloned, but the clones are just not the same. There's a few things that you can do with hostile tires that you cannot do with clone tires, and one of them is put cold cutter screws in there, and they will actually guarantee you that it will work and that they won't blow out and get catapulted at you. So if you're in a hobby and if you want to make a new purchase, you see something that looks maybe tempting because it's so cheap, make sure it's not a knockoff. Make sure to do your reading and to do your research, because in supporting some of the original innovative manufacturers, you're also supporting the hobby. Innovative manufacturers, they actually sponsor events. They give back to the hobby, they innovate stuff, so they're the ones who actually come up with the new stuff. And by sponsoring clones, by buying clone stuff, you completely put that whole development to a grinding halt. It's a subject that I feel really strong about. So whatever you do, whatever RC you drive, doesn't matter if it's small, if it's big, if it costs $300 right out of the gate, or if it costs $2,000 if you're looking at a new Losi 5 Mini as well, like I am. Do your research and make sure you buy the right stuff, you know. Support those who support us. Anyway, that was my rant for a tiny bit. In the corner over there I got a a full low-C roll cage. I just want to be able to pull those few pins out, take those 4 bolts out, switch it to a complete different body if I need to. This is these are all the body panels that I took off my Exoterra a few weeks ago. And then I got some random stuff, some shrink tubing, some crawler accessories, a bit of this, a bit of that, zip ties. Everybody needs zip ties, you never have enough zip ties. So that's all well, sort of assorted on a wall. It's really nice to have those perforated wall boards. You can choose where you want to put those hooks. Makes it make sure that you have a really nice overview of what you actually have, and maybe if you need some stuff in the future. Anyway, I'll twist the camera a tiny bit and show you what's going on over there. Top shelf, I got my traveling buddy, my FG TR4. Awesome car, beating the snot out of it during summer. The only thing that I managed to actually ruin was the spur gear, so that's really not bad at all. I will also be taking it out in the snow. They finally cleared the road over here, so the tires will actually be able to make contact to the surface underneath instead of just flopping around while the complete chassis is wedged up on the ice and snow. This is also the shelf where I keep all of my spare engines. So we've got a few BZMs sitting around over here, some torque tuned versions, some regular versions, and also some of the stock engines that I took out of my low-C and the one that I took out of my FG dragster, because that one also has a BZM engine in there. I need to look at the viewer thingy because I'm going to sort of pan the camera downwards. Audi, I think I don't need to explain that one. Bone stock FG Sportsline 530. 530 is the wheelbase on it. Used to have the BMW shell on there. BMW shell is a bit further down the shelves over there. I switched it out for the Audi. I love this body. I love the BMW as well, but this one, it looks so scale. All the lines are nicely molded in there, and it's just really close to the real deal. So yeah, nice car. Let's move down. This is not an FG, this is a Lautenbacher or Lautenbacher. I don't know if it's R or N. I will figure that out. I most likely put it somewhere in the description box, or do that as soon as I start making videos about this car. I bought this RC second hand. I usually don't do this, but in case of this car, I believe they cost around 3,000 euros brand new. I managed to scoop it up for a fraction of that price. So in that case it was actually worth it. There's a tiny bit of work that needs to be done. There's the spoiler mount in the back is a tiny bit bent. It's a bit dirty, and I need to drain the brakes and fill them up again, because this thing has a full hydraulic brake system. So that's also a pretty cool thing, I think, to show and to mess around with, as I have no experience whatsoever with hydraulic brakes. After that, it will of course get painted. The body on this one is made by FG. I got a full polycarbonate set, so I bought the car with a carbon fiber spoiler. There's more carbon fiber on this car, actually, a lot of it. The whole thing is entirely aluminium and carbon fiber, and so was the spoiler, but I'm going to swap that out for a polycarbonate one. Going to see if I can come up with a nice theme for it, perhaps something vintage. I love the old school Formula 1 cars, so this will be a nice one to paint up. Whew, going down. This is where I keep most of my wheels. So these are the stock SCX10 wheels. This one has been on the back of my Exoterra during summer. That's also why it looks so dirty. I got some hostile MXTs over there with the cold cutter screws, in case you wonder what that looks like, since I was referring to it earlier on. These are MXTs. Look for the brand name on them. Hostile. Hostile is the original manufacturer of these wheels. Doesn't matter if you see the tiny H's on the knobs, because by the clone companies even that has been copied. So look for a logo on the side of the tire, just so you're sure that you're buying the original thing. These one have the ice racing screws in them. These are also the only tires on the planet with which you can do that. Some on-road 5th scale rims. And then over there in the left compartment I got my 5B slicks, also a Hostile. Over here I got some sand paddles, I got some stock tires, and I got some stock Losi tires. Second shelving segment. My HPI Baja. Started out as a 5B, converted it to a 5VW, put a Kraken cage on there, and then converted it to a 5VW Kraken. There's a video about that if that sounds really complicated. Awesome car. Got to know really nice people by getting involved in this scale of driving, and also with this particular vehicle. If you want to check out a really nice forum with a lot of super nice people, go to BajaAddicts.com. It's the only good HPI Baja forum out there. It's not just about HPI Baja, it's also about some regular stuff. My FG dragster, some bowls of styrene. You never know when you might need some scraps. So it's always handy to just keep them laying around just in case. The dragster, yeah, you know, most likely you've seen it. Has a brake parachute, has a line locker system, has a sick engine in there, and I love that car. But I'm going to update it this spring. Panning down. This is my pride and joy, my Losi with a Penta shell with the sand paddles. Nothing more to say about this thing. Got my DBXL is on the way, but if you want to buy a real Losi in 5th scale, get a 5. I already know that before I got the DBXL in hand, just because of the way it's developed. This thing is developed in-house. It's designed by the people of Losi. It's not like something I got offered to them in a way that the DBXL got offered to them as a complete design, and then Losi just saying, oh, we'll label it a Losi, because that's not the way to make a Losi. This is the way to make a Losi. With the HemiStorm Penta body, shameless plug. Anyway, this is what I made for the Losi 5. I thought it looked a bit cooler like that. My paint. I need more paint. I always need more paint, but now I'm really running low on what I have in stock. So I only have one can of black left. That really doesn't cut it, so I need to order some more blacks, some more whites. On average, I got, I think, 100 cans of paint laying around in here. Some of them are full, some of them are not so full, but yeah, it's important to keep stock. This is also fun paint. This is one-shot pinstriping paint. I've been messing around with pinstriping for quite some time. Whenever I have some opportunity to do it, and it's a lot of fun. This is the tape that I use, and we'll make sure you focus on the serial number of the tape. It's 2367 by 3M. As you can see, I buy it in bulk because you never have enough tape. This is the only tape that I've ever used that will not bleed no matter what. It doesn't matter if you leave it on for weeks, months, minutes, it will not bleed. It's excellent. The last section of my shelving compartment. Wow, hey, I did that well in one go. It's my stock Losi 5T body that I've tossed on there as a, well, sort of like a trophy, with some 5th scale on-road bodies hidden underneath, you know, because yeah, you need to put them somewhere. My Jeff Koons BMW, might remember that, you know, people thought that wasn't possible with rental cans. Upon hearing that, I thought I'd give it a try. Turns out that you can. No idea what that was. A Kyosho minion plane. Again, not ignoring you, just making sure that I actually get a shot of it. If you want to start flying and you have no experience whatsoever, get one of these and get the 3-channel version. That's like this one. No ailerons, just a tail flap thingy and a tail steering flap thingy. Super fun to fly, just stock up on propellers, because I need to replace mine as well. That's the only thing I can break on them. And I believe they're 100 or 120 bucks. For 120 bucks for something that goes actually up in the air, you will not have more fun. I'm still bad at muting myself. You will not have more fun than with one of those Kyosho planes. Super, super, super fun to fly, even in light wind. Over there I got some TR4 bodies. I got one original TR4 body, and then I have an FG Beetle body that I will also try to fit to the TR4. Again, you know, you need to put them somewhere else. I got some Formula 1 wheels and tires laying around here, some stock Baja rims, some on-road stuff for, well, for example, an Exoterra. These are HPI wheels, but they will fit. And then in this drawer I have some more 5th scale on-road rims. These are the stockers that I took from the dragster when I got it, so these came with the Mercedes body. And then I have a whole bunch of vintage looking rims, both in chrome and in aluminium. I managed to scoop those up from a guy in the United States last year. Really happy that I did. A ton of radios, some crappy stock HPI radios, but also my Spectrum that I use for my crawlers, and my Futaba that I use for everything else that matters, that I really need to keep under control, and that will not only go like 5 or 10 miles an hour. So I got my Futaba for that. Also some of my airplane remotes and so on. The Gelände. Soon I'm restarting working on this. I'm still waiting for some of the parts to come in. Should be in by the end of this week. So fingers crossed that I can finally restart that project again and complete it, finish it, and take it out. My Trailfinder 2, you might have seen those videos. I had a ton of fun working on that one, especially since it was my first hard body, so it was a lot of trial and error, and seeing what works, seeing what does not work. And it's a great car, you know, very detailed, very nicely designed. Went together really well, so I'm really impressed with the amount of quality that you find in an RC 4-wheel drive kit. Really hard to beat. When it comes to fun, let me move this down a tiny bit. You of course got the axial SE extend, just a totally different way of driving. So the SE extend is more for like, I don't care, sort of fun, you know, tumble the thing down a hill, and you know, it will just, that you put it back on its wheels and it will just be ready for some more abuse. While with those RC 4-wheel drive kits, you need to be a tiny bit more cautious. You know, it's more like off-roading the real deal. So you don't want to necessarily flip it. A scrape actually is a scrape, and it's just a different experience. Both are fun. Just depends, I think, a bit on your mood, on which vehicle to take out and to actually have fun with. This is one of my blitzes. You may have seen this body getting painted a few weeks ago. Nice looking Ford Raptor true scale shell by Proline. And then in the bottom you see the most recent shell that I did, which is the body that I masked up with the water, and then next to it my Exoterra. And in the bottom got some more shells in stock, so those are also up for paint later this year. Hope you enjoyed a tiny tour of my, yeah, what is this? My storage room. There's been a couple of people who have asked me if I can show my RC collection. Yeah, so this is what I have currently. It will be expanded in the future. If you think I have way too many RCs, then well, you're not the only one. I think so as well, but you need to keep in mind it's also my work, it's my passion. I like to know as much as I can about the hobby. So that's also why I have such a wide variety of RCs. Anything from hard-bodied scalers to the large-scale cars. If you have any questions about any of the models you've seen, or you have some suggestions perhaps on what you would like to see painted first, leave me a comment in the box below. Any other type of message is also always appreciated. If you enjoyed watching this, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to share some of my painting videos of stuff that you've seen around here with your friends because you think that they may find them useful, then just go ahead and do that. You know, the more the merrier. Ask your friends to join in on the channel and on the typing and whatever, you know. It's I'm having a ton of fun on YouTube and in interacting with you guys. That being said, thank you so much for watching. Remember to have fun with your RCs. You can tell I'm having a ton of fun with mine, apart from the cleaning up bit, because that's really not my thing. But take care.